Okay, so our goal today is to learn another strategy for solving a system of equations. So far, we've talked about making tables, we've talked about graphing, but today we're going to do it algebraically, and we're going to call this strategy substitution. And in order to do this, we're going to have to use our properties of equality that we've been talking about all year. So let's look at this first system in number 5. And so we want to find the values for x and y. And up to this point, we put them both into slope-intercept, or y equals mx plus b form, and then we have graphed it. So today what we're going to do is we're going to substitute it in instead. All right, let me make this a little bit bigger too. There we go. So from my problem, I already know that y is equal to 2x minus 11. Y is the same value as 2x minus 11. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2x minus 11, and I am going to substitute it in for the y down here. Okay? And the reason that I'm going to do that is now I'm only going to have one variable in my equation. I'm only going to have one variable that I have to solve for. So I have 4x plus 3, and instead of writing y, I'm going to put in a parenthesis, I'm going to substitute or insert that part in. I have 2x minus 11 equals negative 13. Okay? So now in this equation, I only have one variable that I'm solving for. And we're going to go through and solve this. Well, we're going to do something before we combine like terms. Do you know what that is? You distribute, you got it. So, do you want to help me with this one? All right, go for it. All right, I'm going to write 4x here.
4x plus 6x.
Okay. Minus 33, you got it. Equals negative 13. And we got this because we did 3 times 2x and then 3 times negative 11. Okay. So now we're going to combine like terms. And we have 10x minus 33 is equal to negative 13. I'm going to add 33 to both sides to try and isolate that x. So I have 10x is equal to negative 13 plus 33 is 20. And then what am I going to do? Divide both sides by 10. 20 divided by 10 is 2, so x is equal to 2. We've solved for one of our variables. So now what we're going to do is we are going to take this, we know the value of x is 2, and we are going to put it back and we're going to substitute it into one of our equations. And I like to do the one that looks a little bit easier. So I know that x is equal to 2, so for this x right here, I'm going to substitute it in. And now I want to solve for y. So I have y equals 2x minus 11. But instead of writing, so I'll say 2x minus 11, but since I know the value of x, I'm going to say y is equal to 2 times 2 minus 11. Solve from there. Y is equal to 4 minus 11. Y equals negative 7. So my answer for this problem, x is 2 y is -7. Write it as an ordered pair. I'll just circle it so we can find it. And there is my answer. Okay, we're going to do another one together. But before we do, will you show me a fist to 5 about how you're feeling about this? This is like, oh my gosh, I'm so lost. This cones, I could teach this. This is like, I'm pretty confident about it. Okay, awesome. Let's move down to number 7. Okay, so I'm going to skip 6 and I'm going to go to 7. So before we started off we wanted to substitute in our value up here for y. It doesn't have to be y though. We can substitute in the value for x. So I'm going to look at my system here. And I'm going to look at which one would make it easier to figure out the value of one of my variables. And what I see here is that I want to use this second one here. I'm going to look at this equation here. And I'm going to find the value of x and then substitute that. So I want to, I'll rewrite it here. I'm going to add 4y to both sides. So I have x is equal to 4y plus 5. So that's my value for x that I'm going to plug back in to an equation here. And because I took it from this equation here, I need to substitute it in for this x right here. Okay, so let's check this one out. I'm going to substitute 4y plus 5 in for this x right here. Okay? So I have 7 times x, but instead of x, I'm going to say 4y plus 5. Switch my colors. Minus 2y equals 35. All right, crew, what are we going to do first to solve this? You can just tell me. Distribute, you got it. Does somebody want to walk me through the distribution here? Rachel, do you want to go for it?
Okay. So 7 times 4y would be 28y, and then plus 35.
Okay, so 7 times 4y is 28y. 7 times 5 is 35. Okay? Minus 2y is equal to 35. Do you want to keep going, Rachel, or do you want to pass it off to someone else?
Sure, and then you combine two y values, so it would be 26y.
Yep, combine like terms to get 26y.
Plus 35.
Okay. You're doing so great. Now there's something confusing that comes in this next part that I want to make sure that you guys see. Yeah, did you guys notice that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to subtract 35 from both sides. And I have 26y is equal to 0. That's okay. That's okay. I'm going to divide both sides by 26. And then I just have that y is equal to 0. It's okay for it to be 0. So now I know the value of y. And in order to find x, I can plug it in for either equation. I think I would like to plug it in the second equation, because that looks like less work for me. So I want to solve for x. I have x minus 4 times 0 is equal to 5. So we have x minus 0, because 4 times 0 is 0, is equal to 5. which just means that x is 5. So my solution for this one is 5, 0. And those are the 2 example problems that we'll go over in our video.